5 minutes after 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. Good morning to you wherever you are. You're right in time for the headlines with your girl, the mistress of Mocha herself. Good morning.
Yo, I cannot get used
The
to these.
mistress of Mocha
I like
Mousse.
that. I like that.
Look at the hair and the lipstick. It's so chocolatey and mocha moussey.
Mocha, I'll take it.
Before we get into the headlines,
Mocha
I
cake.
have to ask you, as someone
Yes.
who grew up with a theater father,
Yes.
and you realizing that you were moving into the theater space,
Right.
did you feel like, I can't be Basil Dawkins' daughter. I need to divest myself
I need to be
of the
TK Mocha
weight.
Queen.
So, like, I need to be Tony K. Olivia, because this Dawkins thing is so weighty.
Absolutely not. Not 1 minute of any day in life did that even cross my mind. Absolutely not. If you hear the name Dawkins in theater and you go, is this Basil Dawkins' daughter? Maybe we should skip her to the front of the line. You should.
Definitely. TK, you see
Bring me
you?
to the
But
front.
that's nepotism.
And I'm
No, it's
okay
not.
with it.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't know them. I never do it. Me don't know you.
I didn't ask
No,
for it.
never have to do tour with. Me don't know you, sir. I they respect my name. You understand? Maybe they have a name as Spielberg or they say something about
Hey.
you. You're crazy?
Hey.
Eh? You can't imagine if I had the name
The
Spielberg.
weight of the...
Weigh me down. Weigh me.
Imagine
But-
Nita
but-
son, Daddy,
but-
this Nita thing. I want to
But
be my
the
own
question
man.
is, the
I'm a
question-
student at St. George's College and I can't take the weight of the Nita name.
But here's where it gets a little tricky.
what?
I'm put on a neck brace for you to help me with the weight for your neck.
Here's where it gets a little tricky. What if you have, like, you're born Obama, like we were discussing,
Yes.
and then you're getting married, and he wants that your husband, you're cleaving, it's your new family,
Yeah.
and he wants you to drop your last name
I
and
will
take
tell.
his.
I will disrespect him. I will diss you.
No, I think
Your name bigger than my
I
father
think
name,
it's
sir.
every
No.
woman's choice.
Look here. Look. All right.
every
All right.
woman's
Listen,
choice.
right? You see, if your father name Bishop, hi Bishop, Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
I want to change it.
Fine.
You see, if your father name El Chapo, I hear say, my name Khadine El Chapo.
Yeah.
I will. All right. Let's take off. The other time I have to drop off that. But my father is a dad's in a earth and the whole of big things and legacy. And you are telling me, as my new husband, sir, I go away. I go now.
But you name after hotel.
No, my own's with a Y, not a I. You understand? My something like that.
You and Paris Hilton,
No.
a cousin.
My Hilton is with a Y. It's and then there are levels. Yeah? Because
Miss Kitty, I
Wilkinson is
wouldn't
just.
tell
you
anybody
understand?
that.
It's a Wilkinson for me.
All right.
No.
Let's jump into the headlines,
But
yeah,
I
man.
have the ear is something. Yeah, but I have that. Wilkinson's all the way. You understand? So quick, boom, Kenny Wilkinson, straight up.
Right.
But
She's right.
say crazy. You can, so all right, if you have a second husband, though, I watch it. What is it?
But I've seen that. I've seen
Yeah,
that
but I'll take it out.
because the first husband's name is such a big part of
Yes,
your
he has
brand.
galvanized
Yeah.
your entire being. And
There's a parliamentarian who had that situation.
Me not need that. Keep it, sir. Unless I got the end of the door, Messi or Ronaldo. If your father, or if the name harkens darkness or illegality, and you really want to distance yourself from it because you're not
thing.
of that ilk, but
Like-
ride it
Like Christine Hitler was like dying to get married.
Yeah, right? Like that now. You know what I mean?
She's like, oh, finally.
Yeah.
Let us see what is happening in the headlines, yeah, Sunrisers. All right, so first up, new rural school bus system should reduce road fatalities involving children. The introduction of a new rural school bus system in September is expected to significantly reduce road fatalities involving children, according to Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport Minister, Honorable Daryl Vaz. The initiative, approved by the Cabinet, will see the phased implementation of a dedicated school bus system in rural Jamaica, with about 60 buses initially deployed. Minister Vaz highlighted that road fatalities have claimed the lives of 66 children over the past 3 years. He emphasized that the new system, along with monitoring technology, will provide a safe and cost-effective mode of transportation for students. The minister urged all road users to observe road rules, including obeying speed limits, avoiding drinking and driving, and using safety devices like seat belts. The Road Safety Month theme this year is Obey the Code, Respect the Road, organized by the Jamaica Gasoline Retailers Association.
I agree that, I mean, there are multiple benefits, of course. I mean, there are certain parishes that it's almost like you almost expect the sad news because of the transportation subculture that exists. And so there have been some schools that have really, in Manchester, for example, like almost annually you hear of tragedy and mourning, and you hear of and not just death, but like serious injury that comes to children going to school. So there is the need for that system. I would hope that the quality standards that would be implemented when the system is created, that they would be maintained in such a way that you don't have the recklessness and the poor decision making on the rural roads as they take children to school. But I think the biggest benefit, in addition to reducing fatalities, is going to be the cost, because children in the country pay far too much for transportation to school in the morning. And so while children in urban areas, particularly Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine, they benefit from having the JUTC and that subsidized transportation costs. You have Picnina, Clarendon, who have to take taxi and bus and next taxi for go to school. They have to get up really early in the morning, and they have to pay some very large sums, or they have to walk long distances in order to catch a taxi to drive somewhere. It's very expensive, and so I think that it is long overdue.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to the rollout in September for the benefit of safety and cost effectiveness in terms of getting kids to school.
You know, I think another benefit, now that you mention it, is I think it was yesterday we were discussing the lewd music played in PPVs.
Yes.
And so if you're gathering all children in this particular vehicle, you have a lot greater control over what is played, what they have access to.
And it's also peace of mind, you know, TK, for parents too, you know. At least I know my child or children are in a bus, you know, government, they're going to drive a certain way. They're not in any rush. They have no boss will give back no money. And if you try to make back money for themselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it cuts down on all those contingencies that affect so many families. So as Dennis said, long overdue, happy it's here. I just hope that it will continue to grow from strength to strength, and it will expand across the length and breadth of Jamaica, because no child should be left behind, and no child should be unable to go to school because they don't have transportation.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of children, next up, early waste management education vital for a cleaner Jamaica. Jermaine Jones, Regional Operations Manager at MPM Waste Management Limited, says that teaching children proper solid waste management practices from a young age is key to a cleaner future for Jamaica. Speaking at the National Solid Waste Day exposition in Morant Bay, St. Thomas, Mr. Jones highlighted schools as crucial partners in environmental protection. The exposition themed Pass the Broom, End Plastic Pollution, The Future is Reusable, featured various solid waste management challenges for schools. Member of Parliament, Dr. Michelle Charles, encouraged residents to recycle plastic bottles and respect the environment. Several companies and the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation participated in the event.
Nice.
Well, I mean, anywhere humans gather, we produce waste. And so anywhere humans gather, particularly in large numbers, large settlements, there need to be accommodations made for waste management. And humans need to be taught how to manage their waste properly, and systems need to be put in place to collect and dispose of that waste. And in Jamaica, I find that far too often people don't know, or if they know, they don't display proper
waste management
skills.
Yeah.
You know, and it is sad, it is frustrating, because, you know, people just, you see the waste in their environs, you see, and some people might say it's because it's not being collected properly, so they just dispose of it wherever they can. But look, there are some communities you go, you would never see somebody throw something on the ground. I mean, you might see, in my car, you always have garbage coming out throw it outside, right?
When you get home, you have to empty the passenger side because over there it's like, oh my God.
It shows the day.
But I'm happy that they're starting with children because it's important to inculcate this type of awareness from very early. You know, it's like even in schools, you have bits of paper lying on the ground, makes a place untidy, pick them up. So for me, starting from an embryonic stage until they will grow into adults who are conscious and aware, because some of the adults, them done broke bad already, they're nasty already, and it's going to be hard to convince them.
But you're not supposed to tell them that they're nasty because it's judgmental.
No, but by your fruit, I'm judging you. By your fruit, you shall know them.
No, but it's judging.
So if you throw the thing on the ground, you're what? Then is it clean?
We listen and we don't judge.
Well, I'm not judging. I'm looking at your fruit that you're bearing. You understand? Yeah. I said, God. You gotta judge you, you know. Come in, you know. You have to go to heaven. You have to fit the criteria. And all Satan have criteria. Because if you're good, you can't go to hell. So Satan is judging you too. You're too goody. You pray. You're too pray. Can't come here, so right? So I like the fact that it's in schools, so we get our children to be on it. Because you know what? Early practice, formation of habits, and hopefully it will last until...
it combats the habit that's probably at home.
Yes.
Because maybe there's a habit counter to that, and now you're introduced to this habit at school and say, oh, but we don't do that at home.
And also, you know, TK, children also can keep parents in check. Mommy, Miss said you must not throw out the garbage out the door. You know what I mean? So, I like it.
All right. Well, it's now time for a quick break. There's
they
more
say a child shall lead them.
We'll be right back.